Hello there. I'm doing this really fun card and I thought I'd share it with you just so that you can see how it all came together. Now this is the completed card here. It's a bay window fold card. See how that fun folds? So it folds flat for posting and then you open it up and it's got beautiful bay window fold. And I've used the gorgeous Hello Friend suite in our celebration catalogue. Here it is here. So this is a level 2 suite. Just excuse me, shut the door. This is a level 2 suite and it includes a stamp set and this glorious paper. So you can see where my colour scheme has come from for my card there. And the paper has, here's the stamp set first to show you, has 13 images, 3 greetings and all these other really gorgeous, the bird and the floral and leaves and bits and pieces. So you can create your own gorgeous pictures, or there's one there already created. Line images and also some solid ones for the leaves as well, and that beautiful bit of foliage there. So that's the stamp set. And the coordinating paper is here. Now this is the piece I'm using, which is full of lovely outline images, and there's the reverse pool party there with some white silhouette images. There's the next one, pool party line art, and you could colour this one in as well, because as you can see from my card I've coloured in the image. Or gorgeous granny apple green foliage on that one. Fresh freesia line with the white foliage behind, and then some pale papaya, lovely small design there. More pale papaya with the florals, and then on the reverse is some cute little dotty bits on that one, and then some granny apple green with the white detail, and on the back is stripy paper. And last of all, more pale papaya, similar to that fresh freesia one with the line art and the foliage, and then fresh freesia spotty detail on the back. Okay, and the colours, if you have a look on the back of the pack, the colours that coordinate with this are basic black, fresh freesia, granny apple green, petal pink, pool party and shaded spruce. So I've been calling that pale papaya when in actual fact it's petal pink, so I apologise for that. Okay, so I have already cut my cardstock, which is pool party, and scored it ready for, this is to go with the tutorial, the bay window fold tutorial. So I've already cut that, and I've cut my line art paper, and then I've coloured it in with the coordinating blends, Stampin' Blends. So I've used pool party, fresh freesia and pale papaya, because I didn't look at the thing properly, but I think the pale papaya looks pretty good. So let's start. Now, because the line art images are already there, you can just, what I like to do with colouring with the blends is to lay down my alcohol with the lightest one first and just fill it in, colour it in, and being sure, because this paper is designer series paper, it's far more porous, so the alcohol lays down very quickly and easily. So just being very careful of my edges there. Okay, I'll do this one as well on this one. It's part of a bird there. So that's my light one, and then with the darker one I use my bullet tip and go around and fill in the darker areas of the image, so the flowers that are underneath, the petals that are underneath the other petals, along the edges, so that the petals jump out. And then I also follow the line art that is actually on the image, because they're helping me. Okay, so there's that one, and then I'll just fill in a couple of them. Rightio, so that's the first panel done for my bay window fold, this little one. And I'm doing panel by panel because that way when I lay down my dark Stampin' Blend, the alcohol still moves fairly freely, okay, and blends in very easily when I put the darker one on. Okay, not too much on that one, so just a few little bits highlighting the depth of the center of the flower and the shadows underneath all those feathers. Okay, as you can see, I've cut my paper strategically so these three panels all line up together for the front of my card. And I'm choosing the colours that are exactly the same as the Lion Art images on the paper. And then this one as well. Okay. Watching my edges there. Doesn't it look amazing when you put a bit of colour on the line art and just fill them out? I think it really takes this paper to the next level. Okay, once again, using my bullet tip on the darker one and filling in the shadows of the petals that are underneath each other. Just looking where those lines are. So putting in the darker ones for the underneath petals and then following the lines on the actual images. Okay, and then this one on the bird, some on the belly. There we go. And under the feathers. There we go. And then the last one, and as you can see by these, when it dries, you really can't see a great deal of distinction between the light and the dark blends, but there is a little enough there to give it depth in the image. Okay, and a bit underneath the feathers and some around the top of the head there. There we go. Actually, I forgot to do around the top of the head of this one. There we are. Alright, so that's the pool party done. Next we'll do the fresh freesia, I think. Once again, laying down my lighter blend first, watching my edges, and just a very light touch with my brush tip because that lays down more alcohol on the image. Any more on that one? Nope. Okay, with my bullet tip, go with the shadows, the edges of the petals that are underneath, and a little bit of depth. There we go. Wait to see what that looks like when it dries. Right, the next one over here. And two flowers here, one overlapping the other. Okay, so that's that one complete. Now on this one, because this flower is over the top of this one, I'm just very carefully drawing around the edges underneath that to show that that one is underneath. Okay, this one underneath that petal. centres. There you go, that one's underneath. And then some depth to show off the petals on this one. There we go. And I'll do these ones together because they're only really small flower detail with the fresh freesia on these ones. There. Oops. And we coloured over the centre of that little flower there. And there's a good chance the alcohol may bleed over that little centre too. There we go. And a tiny bit of extra detail. Alright, that's my fresh freesia done. Now, my Power Papaya. I wonder what it would look like if I actually used the petal pink. Probably would look very nice because I love colouring with the petal pink. It just is so sweet and soft. I'll do once again these two panels together. Because this colour is so light. There we go. And on this one first, underneath, the petal that is underneath, show up the shadow. Here we are. This one's underneath. Okay, not much to do on that one. Alright, I love the genesis of the colouring, the way it really brings it to life. That's why I thought I'd just do a little video to show you the process of going from line art to coloured in. It's just like magic. So hopefully it's not too boring watching me colouring these flowers. Okay, now once again we've got flowers overlapping, so just make sure I outline those flowers there to show the ones on top. That one's underneath. Okay. Bit hard to tell because I can't see the bottoms, the full petals, to know which one's underneath on that one. There we go. Oh, there's another one up there. Just complete that. And then the last two on this one. That's the full petals for that piece. And then a little tiny one here. Just going underneath the... Now, with some Granny Apple Green, I'm going to do, with the light Granny Apple Green, just fill in the petals for these little bits of foliage. There we go. Go on there. Another one there. And actually I might do the branch in the Granny Apple Green too, in the light one. I did it in the dark one on the this project, but the light will do. Here we are, and then this one. complete, except for the centres of the flowers, which are currently white, and I made them pumpkin pie on that one, which I didn't really like. So on this one I'm just going to use a bit of Daffodil Delight for the centres, the flower centres. See if that's a bit better. Daffodil Delight with a bit of white showing. Which I think is a little bit more subtle, so I like that better. Okay, so that's the current colouring complete. I can move my scratch paper out of the way. Now let's assemble the card. So each one goes on the front, they all go together. You can see why I used a bit of scratch paper, because the blends go through on the very porous Designer Series paper. There's the next one. And this one. Okie dokie. Doesn't it look beautiful? Now, to assemble this, I'm going to use tear and tape right on the centre hinge, a bit like a book fold card. It folds down like that, so, and then you fold it back like that. Okay, so that helps create your easel. Just trim off that bit of hairy extra. Okay, so that creates the easel, which is folded around, and then this one is folded back again. Okay, there, like that. And then this piece here acts as the anchor on the side. But before I do that, I've got to do the centre. I've got a little bit of white for the centre of the card, and then that one will go there. And I'm going to stamp on that, so I need the scratch paper again. We're going to stamp some flowers. Just make sure I've got the orientation right. That's right. Some flowers. Top and bottom. In the pool party. And in the centre, another stamp out of the same stamp set. Hope you have the best birthday in Fresh Freesia. Hope you have the best birthday. And then a couple of leaves. So I'm just going to pop that one there. And that one there. And I'll be able to put them both on the same block and stamp them at the same time with my Granny Apple Green. So there we are. And on this one I'll just do one leaf. There we go, down there. Okay, and once again we need to colour in our gorgeous flowers, and I'll use the same strategy as before. Lay down my light pool party first, and I'm using thick white cardstock because in Australia we couldn't get thin basic white cardstock for a long time, and when we were still able to get thick I ordered a heap, so I've got lots of thick white cardstock, and I haven't yet placed an order for thin white stock cardstock. I'm not sure if it's here yet. As with everywhere, we're all having issues with shipping, and grocery stores in Australia having huge issues, and our Stampin' Up! Supplies the same thing. But luckily we do have some things. So this shortage of basic white has brought back my love of Very Vanilla cardstock, which I hadn't used for a while. There we go. There's that one done. And then I'll just flip this one over, laying down my pale light Pool Party. And colouring in on your thick white cardstock is different to colouring on the other one. It's less polished, so you can get a bit more bleed of the blends, which works really beautifully actually. Helps it blend really well because it's more porous. Much the same as colouring in on the Designer Series paper. Actually, it blends really nicely. And that one. And a little bit of Daffodil Delight for the centre. Just dotting that. There we go. There's my, oh, that's beautiful. Okay. I love the way our Stampin' Blends work. Just pop you out of the way and put you there. And then this one I'm going to put onto some, with some Stampin' Dimensionals. I'm using my edge pieces here because that works an absolute treat. Oops, that one broke. And there we go. Peel the backs off them. Right. And layer that down. There we are. Okay, so here's the fold. Tucks it in like that. Okay. And the last thing we need to do is put our Hello Friend on there. Okay. And be sure to make sure you don't put glue right to the very end because it overlaps a little. You don't want glue stuck on the very end. There you go. My 2 bay window fold cards. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you'll be able to afford the opportunity to earn this gorgeous Level 2 Celebration bundle. Okay? Ask me how you can do that. I can certainly help. Bye-bye now.